Officially.
Oh, we're back on. How wonderful.
Smokos.
All right. So, in Athens, how would you describe Athens?
Berlin 20 years ago.
Sorry?
Berlin 20 years ago. that crisis has made for a lot of startups and a lot of bars and a lot of entrepreneurs in recent times. Everything's moved to the sky. It's where all the rooftop bars are now, the streets are.
Yeah, I mean, about 3 or 4 years ago, my friends and I used to go to a bar around the corner called Dos Agaves.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful bar, but it closed. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you
That's
very much.
not for me, is it? I'm not drinking.
Well, even if it is, I'm afraid
It's yours now.
Oh, I've got 2 glasses
There
of
you go,
Prosecco.
you're double parked.
Cheers.
Down that, I'll cheers you, but I'll have a
Go
sip.
on, up your ass. Go and have
good.
some. We have a Prosecco. But yeah, we used to go to a bar just around the corner, and it's closed. And I've seen another bar that's closed over there.
Yeah.
And when I was here in November, it made me think about when you go back to an old favourite place and things have changed.
Yeah.
And it's quite emotionally hard to cope with.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. But I met a wonderful Spanish woman, and I spoke to her, and she said, I don't have any children. And I said to her, is that ever difficult for you, say at Christmas or anything? She said, I don't like thinking about the things I don't have. I try and focus
Think about
on
the things that you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the way it's got to go, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
You've just got to look at this place and look at what has survived, you know?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, look at that.
The fact that that's still there.
Exactly. You know? I mean, they're ruins. And the word ruin implies that they have been ruined.
Oh, I mean, there's a heck of a lot of scaffolding up there at the moment.
I know, but it's the same with Barcelona.
Yes,
it's the same with all sorts of places.
Have you been to Granada?
Sorry?
Have you been to Granada?
Granada, no.
Fuck, man.
Tell me.
Granada is like this, except just imagine that lower
Yeah?
and like a fucking Muslim castle.
Oh, like Northern African. North African.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the view is exactly the same
Oh,
from where I was
yeah?
staying in Granada.
My
It's
sister
fucking
is
like
an
this. So beautiful.
archaeologist.
Yeah.
It's all about finding the pieces of...
But this is
the
real.
remains.
This is real remains. Like the Alhambra is still done up nice, but this is fucking like skeleton.
Okay, well, update on the Athens situation, right?
Yeah.
In 2004, we had the Olympic Games.
Yes.
And Athens was done up really nicely
Yeah,
around
I
about
was here.
2001. Yeah.
I was here in 2001, 2002.
Oh, yeah? So there's the new airport, all sorts of things like this. And there's, of course, the tram line. Now, the tram lines run from Sindagma all the way down to the coast. And it's wonderful. Gotta love those trams. Now, when I came here in November, there were roadworks going on with the trams, and I assumed it's because it was November, it was the low season,
Yeah.
you know, these things have to happen, you know, roadworks, can't live with them, can't live without them. But it turns out that now in the summer, those tram lines are still shut off. You know why? Because apparently the vibrations of the tram lines are really damaging the...
No shit.
Well,
Yes.
there's a big issue with
Damaging the what? Like all of this stuff?
You know about this?
Well, yeah, I've heard a few little bits and pieces about it, but I keep hearing like, so a lot of people turn around to me and they're just like, you know, like about the city and the way that the bars are built and all this sort of stuff. Obviously, everything's just gone to the rooftops, which is great with the views out here. I mean,
of
why wouldn't
course.
you go to the
I like
rooftops?
that.
But a big issue that they have is like with permits and whatnot here, because every time they dig anywhere, they run into ruins, and then come the archaeologists, and then they've got to have a look at it, and they've got to identify
All
them.
you have to do is go to
And
some of the
you-
metro stations
That's right.
and you'll see the...
There's ruins
yeah.
where the metro stations are, and so then there's all the
Acropolis.
permissions that have to go through that, because you're sitting there and every time you dig,
My mother said the same thing
Something
about
pops up.
Rome. Yeah.
something pops up constantly.
And at
And it's-
Thessaloniki as well, you know,
Yeah.
that you can see this huge project going on in Thessaloniki, and you know
They all
they've
just
closed-
halt the minute they find something, and it
know.
just sits there for
Well, that's
years
the
on end.
trouble. You can't just go drrrr with a
No.
pneumatic drill in somewhere like Thessaloniki.
No,
or
it's
Athens.
not Australia.
Yeah. It's well.
What do you mean?
There's, you know
I mean-
what? Okay, right. It's not just down to an ancient city.
Yeah.
It's not just the fact that you'd be disrespecting an ancient civilization if you were to drill the fuck out of it, right? Okay, in the 9/11 attacks, right? Okay, so you've got the Twin Towers. Imagine these two tall motherfuckers, right? Now, when the planes crashed into those, they were really worried, of course, for all the obvious reasons. But another thing they were really, really worried about is what they called the bathtub. Now, the bathtub is a giant parking lot underneath both the Twin Towers. So it's basically an underground vessel that is a huge parking lot. Now, if that were to be destroyed in any way, imagine a cube-like parking lot. So you've got 4 walls.
Yeah.
Now, if those 4 walls were destroyed, even tampered with a little bit, you know what would flood in? The Hudson River. And you know where the Hudson River would flood into? The entire New York metro system. So it's not just about disrespecting the ancient ruins. It's the fact that
gotcha.
could have potentially destroyed not
The
only
foundations of
exactly
what it's built on.
So it's not just the foundations. It's the fact that thousands and thousands of people could have been killed because water could have flooded in to the underground system.
It's like knocking in a plaster wall versus knocking out the beam.
Yeah.
You know, you can
Exactly.
knock through the plaster. It's like a gunshot wound. You can knock through your body, but if it hits an artery,
There's
then
the
you
spine.
that's gone. You know,
exactly.
that's pretty much what it is.
So for all you know, the spine could have been seriously damaged,
Yeah.
and we all know what happens after that. So, like,
I see a lot of, from my limited experience of being here for 24 hours, I saw a couple of places that look like there's
Working on it.
ruins, and
Yeah.
they've dug stuff up, and it's like, all right, now we've blocked this out.
Yep.
Like along where that train line is, where we were walking before.
Yeah, down the back streets.
Yeah.
train line.
Oh, I don't know.
No. It was just back past Monastiraki towards Sindangma
there.
way. There, a lot of
Ah.
those laneways at the moment have got some construction going on. All the shops are closed.
Yeah, of course.
Not too certain if it's like they've found something or if it's just project delay because it's been going on for a while. I mean, I've been here for like 6 months, so a lot of those streets have been shut down for the best part of 6 months. So I don't know what's happened.
Oh yeah, I get the impression that the tram lines from Sindagma all the way to Neos Cosmos are completely shut off
I'm
because
down
they
in
are
Neos Cosmos.
genuinely worried about this. Sorry,
I'm in Nels Cosmos.
Neos Cosmos, yeah, by Singer Avenue.
Yeah.
Now
Where do you stay?
Where do I stay?
Or where do you live?
I live in a place called Platia Amerikis, America Square.
Platea Amerikis.
Platia Amerikis, yeah, that's right.
Platea Amerikis.
It's Crackhead Avenue. I'm not gonna lie to
Oh
you.
mate, yeah, that's
my
down
God.
where I am. I've got to walk back that way, and I'm just like, oh, head towards Ammonia. Yay!
Yeah,
Crack
no.
alley.
So how do you end
Yeah.
up in a hostel then?
Sorry.
How do you end up in a hostel
Coming
bar?
up for drinks and happy hour, mate.
Oh
the
yeah,
bar
no. The
itself?
first time I came here was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I came here to meet friends, and then I just fell in love with this place.
This place.
Yeah.
It's fucking pretty cool.
It's not bad.
When you're here, you do feel like all of your problems have just melted.
We were talking about that
evaporated.
today.
Yeah. It's unmistakable.
How am I going to go back to Melbourne after this?
I mean, you have a rough one, mate.
I know. I feel the same way about Canterbury. I mean, I love it here. Canterbury's a wonderful city, but when you're in Canterbury, there's no
It's not the
substitute.
same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. The lifestyle's completely different.
Yeah.
They're chalk and cheese. I get asked constantly, taxi drivers particularly, because my Greek accent sounds slightly Cypriot because...
Really?
You're born in Australia, so
Yeah.
they can peg, like, you've got an accent when you speak Greek.
Yeah.
You may speak Greek, you may speak it fluently,
I
but
get
you,
asked all the
but
time.
You, but you have an
Synopsis of your life
you
story.
have an accent, like they can distinguish that. It's the same as if you're, listening to someone speak Australian English versus American. There is the dialect changes, and they can hear it, and so they generally, a lot of the time, if they don't peg you for American or Australian or English, they will generally go Cypriot because of the way you pronounce certain words.
Well, think about it from my point of view. I mean, I'm visibly not Greek. I mean, look at me. I got
don't
blonde
know.
hair,
My
blue
auntie's
eyes.
blonde
you
and
know.
blue eyes. You know, like I've got a chunk of my family that sits
Oh
the
yeah,
same way
there's
that you
so
do.
many Greek blonde-haired, blue-eyed
Yes.
people. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know how anybody could mistake me for a Greek. And also, when they ask me if I'm Greek, I'm just like, no, I'm not. I've just been coming here for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like my parents as well, and they goes, oh, are your parents Greek? And I'm like,
No.
you idiot. Otherwise, that would have been the first thing I said.
No, but they do constantly ask about the life in Australia because to them they hear salary and they hear money. Greeks are about the money.
Ναι, το ίδιο
And
με
they-
την Αγγλία.
Yep, and they hear
Ναι.
about the money, and for them they go, oh, you know, $700 or $800 a
Όχι
week.
ρε μαλάκα,
Right?
zero
And they-
is the same in
and
every
they-
country.
and they-
Come
and-
on.
And they hear that and they think, okay, like yes, like privilege of Australia, better healthcare, better education,
I know. it's-
etc. However, if you are working a standard job, so to speak, and you are barely breaking even,
Okay.
your overall quality of life is no much better. It's not
Okay.
much
Yeah.
better than what it is right here.
Το πρόβλημα είναι ότι the Greeks, the British and the Australians that they know are tourists on holiday. They
Yes.
don't actually
No,
know how many
but
poor
it's also-
people there
it also-
are in Australia and
no,
in
they
Britain.
Don't. No, they don't.
They're used to us coming here to spend
But
money.
they're also used to hearing, you don't, when you pick up the phone and you call your relatives in Australia or in England or whatever, it's always everything is cushy. They don't sit there and say that I'm struggling to
No.
make ends meet in Australia, because to a Greek person who is here sitting in a freaking crisis that's getting paid €3.50 to work in a coffee shop all day.
I'm not going to lie to you. Like, even in England, we know that, I don't know, no. Like, we see Australians, we see Neighbours and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know, the TV show Neighbours and
that
Home
one.
and Away
That one,
and stuff
South
like
Lake.
that. It's the same with America and Britain.
Yeah.
They don't actually realize for 1 second that there are social problems.
They're massive social problems. They're huge.
They don't know that.
No, they don't.
They don't know that.
No, and that lack of, and that comes. I mean,
There
how do
are
you
so many
explain it?
social problems in America. How could you
I mean,
possibly not know
I lived in
that?
Indonesia for over a year, and I lived and worked there, and that was a constant battle coming from a family in Australia that was very much not well off.
That's like thinking
That
there are
was
no
very
social
much
problems in Asia. Come on.
That's like thinking there's no
Just
social
because-
problems anywhere. But like for them, they could not comprehend that my family did not have money growing up, even though I'm
Nah,
educated. That's got to do with the fact that I've got a HEX debt, and that the government will subsidise my learning, and then I'm supposed to pay that back. Sorry, HEX, haven't done that yet, because guess what? I can't find a job in your shit country.
Don't get me
But,
wrong,
like-
I love the Greeks, but,
but-
they are so in the dark about social problems. The rest
yeah,
of the
very
world.
much so.
But
to
you
them,
know
they're
what?
still at the point where, like, if a girl is walking, and I'm not talking about just generalising here
Mm-hmm.
in Athens, but if you're talking about the islands and where the mass tourism is,
Mm-hmm.
there is a perception that Western women or women from, Australia, where XYZ, are loose and easy, and that walking around in a bikini means that you want the attention, because to certain
Mm-hmm.
people here, Greek women thrive on that attention. They do. They don't pay any attention to it in the sense of, it's not they're going to do anything about it, but there are definitely Greek women who very enjoy the peacocking. It is seen as a.
the
it is.
peacocking.
It is still a thing here, though. It is
Nah,
like a.
boxero.
I am dressed up in that golden bikini with that watch that I most likely can't afford, and I'm down at the
Oh, but
beach
they
with a
love
full
it,
face
though.
of makeup,
They
and they
love
really
it.
enjoy
Yeah.
it. And Greek women do it. I'm not speaking for every Greek woman, but you will see a lot of that peacocking for them. It's like,
I think it's a
men
sort of
want me.
Kardashian influence,
but
isn't it?
But the Greek women don't tend to go home with the men, so that the actual
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
hearing.
What ends up,
There's
so
like
what
a
ends
lot
up
of
happening is
cock-teasing,
that
yeah.
the men sit there and they talk up these women and how beautiful they are, and the women sit there and like, yes, oh my
You know
gosh, I
what?
know. But for Western women, the men will talk up the women, and the woman will.
Well, you know
not
what?
all the time,
When I
but-
was in Italy, when I was working in Sicily, I spoke to a guy on Facebook, and he's like classically attractive and everything like that, and he was like, oh, there aren't many expats, there aren't many English people in this part of Italy, right? And he said to me, oh, you know what? Oh, you're English. Oh, thank God, because I prefer English girls. No rules.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
a very common thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Okay, let me just get one thing straight. He said English girls have no rules. He said, yeah, Italian girls have so many rules, but English girls have got no rules. That's why I like you guys. And I was like, whoa. Okay, let me
Do you think
just
that's
get
true?
First of all, I know you think
What do you mean by
that's
rules? Rules in what regard?
what do you think I mean?
Sex?
Gotta be.
Huh?
Gotta be.
Gotta be what?
Gotta be. Like, that
It
must
has to be sex.
Yeah, that's
No
gotta
rules
be
for
what
sex.
he's talking about. Well, he says,
What do you mean no rules?
okay, he says, English girls have
everything's
got
up.
no rules. I'm like, I know you think that's a compliment.
But it's not.
Let me tell you from an English perspective right now exactly how insulting that is. Oh, good. You can just walk all over me. Or, like, I'm easy
And
to fuck.
that is, well, I mean, if you're looking at tourism,
I know. No, that is a fair. That's a fair point.
Is it a pretty
I mean, that's in every
disproportionate amount?
country. That's in every country. That's everywhere. But I mean, reality is that
That doesn't mean that rape is okay, though.
No.
Jesus,
Never. The
thing is,
nothing
it's very,
says that
I
rape
know.
is okay.
The
Nothing.
trouble is
No,
the
but-
idea that English, or any progressive-minded woman is open about their sexuality doesn't mean that literally any ugly fucking bastard can fuck us.
No, it's not.
Ugly
but
or not
but
ugly.
Also, it makes no difference. Makes no difference. But to be frank on that one, the issue that I've had is this whole Me Too movement. This whole, okay, yep, cool. I understand why it started. I understand the significance of it, etc., etc. However, I do have a big problem with women who are going out, are getting intoxicated, maybe not thinking all that straight. And now, I say that there is some responsibility on you too, to an extent.
It's true.
When I see somebody that is out and it's like, and this has happened a lot throughout the season, what you'll see is two people on the dance floor, they'll be making out, buying each other drinks all night, everything seems great, there's a bit of ass grabbing going on, one's in a bikini, whatever, and yada, 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 and they're having a great old time playing grab ass, and then they wander off to bed and everything is like, happily skipping off into the sunset, and then the next morning I was raped, and you have a male sitting there in absolute tears, distraught, being
I've
hauled
seen that
out,
before. Yeah.
and sitting there going, I did everything. I did what?
Yeah.
And I have seen that excuse.
I've
Excuse
seen
maybe
that
is not the
before.
right word,
Yeah.
but it is that regret or that remorse or that the alcohol or substance
Oh, yeah,
abuse
no,
that
I've seen that
fueled
too. It's nasty.
That fueled
It's
that,
nasty.
and it's really hard because in today's PC society, it is the fact that you may not believe the woman or the fact that you would even dare to question it
True. Yeah.
is seen as you being a shithead. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. There's two sides to this, and I'm not saying that you weren't in bed and something could have happened, or that you at some point may have said no. But at that point, I also see two intoxicated individuals.
Trouble is, okay, what
And
you have to realize.
How do you
is that
figure that out, man?
True, I know it's
How do
true.
you
but
figure
the
that
trouble
out?
is, if that man has a pattern of doing that,
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking about people that are away on freaking vacation on bloody holiday, having a good old time. I'm not talking about some dude walking into a hostel room
If
and
it's a
crawling
one-
into your
okay,
bed drunk.
What you're saying is if it's a one-time thing, then it's not okay.
But how do you
But-
know it is a one-time thing? You don't know the person.
Okay, one guy said to me, okay, I overheard another guy saying, all right, here's how you get a woman into bed. Get her really drunk and pretend you've got a reason to go home together.
Pretend a reason to go home.
Yeah, I've left my phone charger in my room.
Yeah, I missed the last train home. Yeah, one of my colleagues told me that another
That's a
colleague of
technique.
his said, here's what you do: you get her really, really drunk.
But
as in, he
that
actually
to
says,
me is a
get
shit
her,
human being.
get
That's
her
not
really
males.
drunk.
That's a
Yeah.
You know,
That's a
as
dick
in,
move.
That's a
get
cunt.
her drunk. It wasn't just like wait
No.
until you're drunk. It was like get her drunk.
Yeah, but
as
see,
in
that's
deliberate.
a very shit individual. I would not
and
say
then
that
make
that
up
is.
an excuse like I missed the last train home. Or
Yeah, but this.
No, but that's a shit person, mate. That's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about a shit person. I'm talking about two people who have had a really great day out together. That is clearly visible to all staff
no, there
inside.
is obviously a difference.
And again, I am
between
not.
two
I am
consenting
not
adults.
discounting that they could have gone to bed and she could have said no, and he may have continued going. But at that point, I would argue that both people were in a state that. I mean, you're still responsible for your actions regardless. You're still responsible for your actions regardless. But in that circumstance, it is one of those things where you're going, hang on a minute, like this guy's not running away from
Yeah.
it. He's standing here going, he's not even getting argumentative
Well,
about
what
it. He's
happened
sitting
to
there
me-
hanging his head, just going,
What happened to me was the fact that this guy obviously knew that I didn't want to
that
have
check
sex
lag's
with me,
kicking in over here.
and so oh, are you wasted?
I think it's a jet
No,
lag.
I'm just the jet lag is fucking.
Oh,
kicking me in the
jet lag,
head
Mate,
right
I'm
now.
wrecked.
We're gonna give
know.
this night a miss. We're gonna.
Miss. We
No.
already did it.
All right.
We didn't miss anything.
Okay, maybe I missed.
I mean, as in like later, as in going out. I wanted to go out later, but
Oh,
you
fuck.
do want to go out
Lord.
later. We're gonna give it later. But we had a wonderful time
I
this evening.
wonder where
so
the boys are, but I don't know if I've got the energy for that.
Are you
why don't we-
serious?
why don't
Are
we
you gonna go out?
postpone?
I mean,
Why don't we
look,
postpone?
Postpone?
Yeah, like
As
go
in
out another
continue-
night.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm
How
only
was the
here for a
game?
few days. I'm going to be here till you're here.
I'm not going anywhere, mate. I've got to go to the office
Yeah.
in the next couple of days.
Well,
and
yeah,
sort
I
my
mean,
life out.
like, what are you doing tomorrow night? I know it's a work night. But do you want to go tomorrow night?
Sure.
Yeah? What's
Alright.
Seven Jokers like?
The what?
Seven Jokers.
I've never been.
Then we should go. 'Cause,
There you go.
Seven's my lucky number and Joker's the
All
thing.
right.
I mean, to be honest, though, if
Okay.
you're still in Athens in the next few days and you don't end up wandering off somewhere else, Joker comes out.
Huh?
On the 2nd, Joker is in the cinemas. I checked today, so we could go to the movie.
God,
We could do the
of
movies.
course.
Yeah.
Seeing the Joker
Let's,
here.
yeah, let's do it if you're still here and you haven't buggered off somewhere. But I mean, why
On the
not?
second, I'll
Yeah,
be
the
here.
second. You leave on the 3rd, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, unless you end up in another area of
No,
Greece.
I'll be here.
But
I'll
if
be
you're
in
still
Athens.
here-
I'm fucking staying here. I'm
That's, do
probably
you know
gonna
how
move
rare
here.
it is to hear somebody that comes in and is just like, I'm staying here? Like, a lot of people have a very shit perception of the city because I feel they don't take
the guy
a minute
the guy down in where I'm
to have a look around.
yeah, the guy I'm staying with at the moment, like he didn't even come out of his room. I'm like, what do you
Where are
reckon?
you staying?
Just here.
Yeah, I walked him in
You're
here
literally
today.
staying,
He's staying
in
at
the
Athens
hotel.
now.
I'm
yeah.
staying at this hostel.
Because his first day just turned up exhausted and jet lagged.
No, I was fine until
Well, it
like
was-
the last
well,
10 minutes.
We have been
And I've
walking
just
around
been
a
like,
lot all day today,
fucking
though.
sorry,
We've been
I'm just like, I'm gonna
like
fall
I
asleep.
walked him around and we had a bit of a meal and we had a few drinks and we went up to
couple of
like
joints. Do you have any weed?
Sorry, mate.
I mean we walked
We
up
I
had-
don't
Were
smoke
we
weed,
out now?
I'm sorry.
we
Oh,
walked up
really?
to like Sidagma
Oh, yeah,
Sorry, it's not my thing.
and he saw the guards. You know what? You're not allowed to sit on those steps anymore. Did you know that? You put your drink down, which is offensive. But back in the day, you could go up to them. I recall having a photo where it was like I was right up near the guard, and now it's like stand behind the freaking line. I'm like, I don't want to ruin the pom poms on his shoes. Like,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, fuck, they were sweating today.
I know, man.
You were
His
looking
face
at
was
them.
shit.
You were standing there, and you're just looking at him. He's not allowed to wipe that sweat away, man. He's just got to stand and guard the tomb of the unknown soldier. It's his job.
The unknown soldier.
No, you've got to go and have a
Team
look
of the
at
Unknown Soldier. That brings us right back to Jim Morrison.
Right,
Jim,
Jam.
I want to talk to you about music. Fuck, I can't
right,
even put a
okay,
sentence
look,
together.
let's
Do it the
wrap
next
this up.
time. Let's wrap it up.
I mean, we could.
I don't want to wrap it up, but I just can't stay awake.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'm watching you fading. You had a
All right.
coffee
All right,
before too.
okay, we can carry on talking about music. What do you say?
All right, okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, you're going to do
What are
that
we
now.
talking about?
Hey,
We're talking about music.
yeah, you got to talk in here.
Yeah, you're talking
All
to
right.
him now directly.
Okay, let's talk about music. Let's
Getting
go
hot
for
and
it.
heated here.
All right. Do you mind if I'm half asleep when we talk?
Oh, that's fine. You know what? If you want to like postpone. That's fine.
I mean, that's some great technique you've got on that microphone right there. I mean, you're flopping it around a bit, but just saying. Like,
I'm not
I mean,
drunk. I'm just fucking
nice,
really
good
half
grip
asleep.
you've got there going.
Well, oh, fuck you and your fucking mic tech.
I mean,
Excuse me. But hey, is that better?
no, I nearly dropped the mic,
I'm
mate.
not drunk. I'm just
You're
fucking
not.
jet
You're
lagged.
just like
having a really good
What
time.
the fuck is with that wine?
having a great time.
What is this wine? This is like a sleeping pill.
Prosecco.
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 I'm being so commercial.
He tripped balls today when we were walking around and we went past the Periptera. And he had a look there and I was like,
It's
so
kiosk.
yeah, the little kiosks, and I turned around to him and I'm just like, have a look in there, like, you can pick up your beers for €1.50, and he's like, you mean I can walk around on the street and drink this? And I was like, fuck yeah, you can, because
but
it's
I
not.
forgot I'm in fucking Europe.
You know what
and
I mean?
can
You
do
go to
that in Europe.
Australia and you crack open a tinny on the freaking
You're fucked.
street. You're in
Crack
shit.
open a
Oh,
tinny.
fuck that.
Crack open a tea.
You're copping a fine, mate. You can't even have a beer down at the beach. It's
Not only
fucking
that-
ridiculous.
Not only that, but citizen fucking cops fucking look at you weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everyday Joes will look at you and go, "Ooh."
It's like
Well, fuck
I'm
off.
literally sitting down on the beach enjoying the sunset and cracking open a drink, and that is a problem. Why?
What?
I'm going to
Exactly.
put my litter in the bin. What's the
I
problem?
know. One of my
I'm not
friends-
driving home. What's the
One of my
problem?
friends, my English friends, told me the other day. He sent me a message saying that he got banged up by the gathers for sunbathing.
In English?
Arrested. Sorry.
There you go.
In English.
He got
as in
fucking banged
other
up by
English.
the fucking gathers.
That's
In the
some-
Queens.
me.
In the
So,
Queens.
look,
Fucking suck
look at this.
me,
The English language getting bastardized by who? The English.
The English teacher.
You don't speak
Suck
English in
me.
England.
The
You speak.
real English teacher.
Alright, English teacher. She got
My
linguistic.
mate got fucking banged up by the fucking gathers because he was sunbathing topless. No, wait, I think naked.
Wait, he?
He.
Oh, I was going to say topless as a male is okay.
I know. Bollocks out.
In our
Bollocks
society,
out.
yes.
Okay, but why should it be? Hey,
you're back.
what's
Oh, he's
up,
back.
mate? Hey.
We're about to wrap up,
Our
bro.
Californian
Yeah.
friend is here again.
California?
And I was just saying, please join us by all means.
may
Would
not-
you like
I
to?
love the host here.
I know. She's taken over your
Maria.
podcast here, Popo Maria.
Oh, Papa Maria.
Because I need someone with energy to take over.
We're going to have to get the fuck out of
Tony,
here
make a
soon. So
contribution.
they're cleaning.
I don't know what,
What
to
time
say
is
there.
it? Tony!
Tony,
Tony,
come say hello,
come
Tony.
and-
No, Tony's got to work.
Legend.
No, I can do it for you.
No, he's got to
Yanni.
work. No, leave
Yanni.
it. No, Joshy, leave it.
fine.
Leave it.
Fine.
Chewing or something like this.
There's
He
What's
can
this
Cam.
say
gentleman's
hello,
name?
but I'm afraid he's out of bounds.
What's your name?
Καλησπέρα.
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 Yanni, the bartender.
Πού μιλάω, σε ποιον.
love that.
Yeah, he's like, who am I talking to? Where? Δεν μιλάμε σε κανέναν.
To no one, no one. To,
Yeah, man.
to your future
He
self.
thinks this is the weirdest thing ever. He asked me earlier, he's like, what the fuck are
Do
you guys doing?
You should join us next time.
The concept of podcasting and explaining that to a Greek person.
Γιάννη, τι ώρα θα κλείσουμε? Σε λίγο.
20 minutes.
Okay.
You're holding it later
Alright.
tonight. Normally midnight, it's like a wrap it up. Like a
Εντάξει.
souvlaki.
Okay.
Could go with souvlaki
Αλλά
almost.
πρέπει να ξέρουμε. Και τώρα που ξέρουμε, now that we know,
No, we know we're good.
yeah.
Oh, that's some pretty cool artwork you got going on there.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Fuck, man. Are you a drawer?
It turns out that our friend sitting right next to us has got some sort of wicked cool app
We've got to describe
on
this.
his,
Wait, what
I
do you
want to
do?
say iPod, iPad.
Huh?
So like technology with like the pencil. Technology is catching up with like art and everything. So it's like, is robots gonna take over? Like,
Yeah, actually, it's really cool. In EOS, there's a tattoo part. Like the tattoo shops now are using them, and so what they can do is they draw the design on there, and they can pretty much just essentially very quickly on an up. Not so much the old school Photoshop technique. It's just so quick to like layer that over, and it's like this is what it's going to look like on your skin roughly when it's
Yeah,
done,
yeah,
and they can
yeah.
just resize it, and you can be like, that's how I
I'm
want
not
it.
going to argue
It's
with
really
that.
good.
I mean,
That's pretty cool.
I don't really give a monkey. Sorry, go on.
What do you think of street art? Because there's a lot of street artists.
I love
like,
it.
trying to
Yeah, there's heaps
make
here.
money, and like if everything's going digital, or even like what you're doing now with like iPod or like technology, like radio stations.
No, I'm still
I'm
all
not
for the
going to lie
straight
to
art.
you. There is a massive, like graffiti dick painting in Maserati that is obviously a dick, but it's nothing like a dick. I'm just
But
like,
it's a dick.
Yeah, it's obviously supposed to
It
be
is
a
a
dick,
dick.
but it's the
It's
most
not a dick.
disgusting
What's a dick?
looking non-dick I've ever seen in my entire life.
Disgusting non-dick.
The ruins of what was it? In Italy, like the what's the volcano where they dug up all the with all the
Wait, Stav, can I nick a ciggy?
with all the ruins where
Yeah,
they digged
boy,
up
I
like
need one of
paintings
those
and they're
too.
all like penises and
I'm fucking out.
I'm out. I'm out like a
phallic
light.
symbols or something like
I
that.
think I'm gonna like sign off of this so we can pack up the equipment in a minute because I'm just like
I mean,
fading.
The
I'm
equipment
hungry
that doesn't
again.
take long. I know.
Puritan
I had
as-
fucking
as,
dinner.
I'm just hungry. Maybe we need to go
you don't
eat.
I don't know about that,
can you
but you
sleep
know,
after
like
you
maybe a
You
little
know the podcast
accuracy
has gone
can't
to
hurt
shit
from
when
time
there's
to
two
time.
conversations
You know?
happening at the
Stop
same
this.
time.
We need to tap
Hilarious.
out. We're just
Okay, so
having our
what you're
little
doing now
having our
is,
general little
I
chit-chat to the
suppose,
side.
Alex,
Hostess is
I
just
think I'm
Alex,
picking up.
Alex, we're tapping out, mate.
as your host, as our host.
Yeah, you've taken on
having-
hosting duties today.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
You gotta-
okay. Well,
are we
that's not bad.
are we sticking around to talk about music, or are we done?
I
Would
feel
you
like
like
I'm
us to talk
calling
about
it.
music?
I feel like I need to call it. And
Oh, you
maybe
call
some
it?
food.
I have one more drink.
Food.
If I'm gonna pass out,
is-
I might as well fucking pass out. With
I
a
mean,
beer.
I need to
I
go
think
pick
we've
up my
got a
bags and get
little bit-
home. That's
a
all.
little bit
Oh.
of drink going on, and then we can go and get food, and then we can, hit the hay. What do you say?
I may need to tap it out. I'm
Tap it
wrecked.
out,
I've
baby.
had 2 days with no sleep.
If I do.
Sleep. I mean,
Yeah,
I slept last night. I had a bit of sleep last night, but
Whoa. This guy's done a
Oh, is he
very
sketching
good
us?
fucking painting in no fucking time. What the hell?
maybe I do need to stick around.
Hey,
Give him a
listen.
moment.
Hey, are you good at drawing figures? Yep, you're good. Hey, I've got a comic book written, ready to go. Can I commission you? Are you doing portraits?
He's ringing you now.
Fucking
All
awesome.
right, I'm
getting
gonna
done,
stay
mate.
still.
Wow.
Holy shit!
Fuck, that's so cool. Hang on. How do we visualize this? Okay. So you're on an iPad and you're drawing the semicircles with the line down the middle,
He's essentially just sketching on an iPad.
doing the
mate.
crosses, and wow, that's really impressive. That's so cool. I love drawing.
I mean,
I
Alex
need to
is
draw more.
bald.
you know.
Where's the rest of her hair? She's kind of looking a little bit like an egghead. What was that? Cone heads? Do you remember cone heads?
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Won't be insulted.
I do like that though. Isn't there like a chip bar in St Kilda named Cone Heads and they serve everything in a coat?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I could go some of those right now.
The chips place. You mean like Lord of the
Oh.
Fries?
No. It's called Cone Heads and everything's served in a cone.
It's on. Lisbon
And they've got like
Street.
a wicked little invention where like the little paper that flips out holds is perfect size for the sauce container. So you just walk around with a cone and dip your chips.
I have got no idea what the fuck you're
No, you got
talking
no. What do you guys call them in England? What are they called?
What's that?
Chips. Chips. They're chips. They are chips for you. They're not
Chips.
fries. They're chips.
chips.
about. The big ones or the
We've had a
small
big, like steak fries versus chips
Oh,
versus
you know,
hot chips.
Beer battered?
my
Beer
Greek
battered.
students said to me the other day, they were like, okay, I'm
Where do
sorry.
you teach?
What the fuck? I teach in Flisbos, which is in
Flisbos.
Flisbos.
Flisbos
In
is a place.
Paleofaliro. It's by the sea.
Paleofario.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Can you just keep talking Greek
Okay.
for the rest of this podcast?
So αρέσει όταν μιλάω ελληνικά.
Okay.
Εντάξει.
Keep going.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Basically, I work by the sea.
You work by the sea.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
You teach by the sea.
I do. And I fucking love it. Every single day is so peaceful.
Can you get me a job?
Are you an English
I
teacher?
like how he's
Yes.
he's getting my hand in this.
I'm the best fucking English teacher in the world. Bar none. Apart from you, maybe.
I think you may have some competition.
Yeah?
Uh oh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right, this
Oh,
podcast
spelling
is
contest.
going on. All right,
Spelling contest. Spelling bee.
Spelling.
Let's have a spelling
English
bee.
is so much more than
Let's have a
spelling,
spelling
darling.
bee.
A spelling bee.
A spelling bee. I can't
Exactly.
spell out loud.
When was the last time you gave a spelling test?
Oh, yuck.
About 2 years ago.
I cheated on every
I
spelling
can't remember
test.
the last time I gave a spelling test.
It was,
I cheated on everyone.
But you know, I've been really strict as fuck. I have banned my students from asking the question why when I give them instructions.
That's good.
Are you serious? I
Yeah.
encourage my kids to say why.
Now, okay, I think we're talking
No, but it's very
different
different, different culture
contexts.
too.
We're different contexts. If I give them instructions, I say you little bastard have to sit over here.
You little bastard.
And the question is
exactly.
why?
And they go, yeah, I'm separating two friends, for example.
And they go,
because they're
why?
bad. And they go,
Why?
I'm like, that's when it's banned. It's not in the context of.
What do you say to that?
Asking why to you, explaining something,
as in it's insubordination.
Yeah.
As in, if a student asks, if you say to them, we're going to do a test because it will get you further to the next level of English.
That's different.
If they say, why, like, as soon as you explain to a student why, you've kind of allowed them to.
You invited them to justify them not doing it.
Exactly, yeah.
So you just want to fucking shut it down and say, shut the fuck up and move.
Exactly. Unfortunately, by saying, like, that you're not allowed to say why, they respect authority. Sorry.
You need that here, though. It's not Australia, mate. It's very different. Classroom circumstances, situations are different.
So you teach in a high school? Or in an English language school?
Ultimately, yes. I mean...
Teenagers or adults?
I range from about 11 to... Actually, younger than 11 to about 15, 16.
Ah, so teenagers. You teach teenagers?
Yeah. I actually really like teenagers.
Oh,
you're not in the microphone right now, Alex. I can't hear you.
Teenagers if I didn't like them.
You know why I like teenagers? Because they're not corrupted. They haven't been fucking ruined yet.
They haven't been they're not jaded.
Yeah,
they are jaded, but they're not jaded.
Been ruined by the realities of real life yet. They still have some hope in their heart.
Is that hopeless hope?
Don't get me wrong.
Do you reckon they all get sucked into the system?
They are still depressed as fuck, don't get me wrong. But
I'd say anxious, not depressed.
Oh yeah, definitely anxious.
Well, depressed maybe, but anxious.
But the thing is, if you ask them, what do you think life is all about? They haven't been fucked up by the realities of like money problems.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Please.
All right. So this was my stand-up. Do you want me to do it?
No,
it's not very funny.
Probably not.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
So
it's recorded.
Yeah. I was considering quitting being a teacher because I was walking around the school the other day on a free period. And on a free period, usually teachers are locked to their desks and fucking emailing. And I was like, fuck this, I'm just going for a walk and just see what's what. Come across this fucking kid called Jack Wag, little kid with a red hat, and a fucking teacher. He's one of those, like, if it was a fucking... pulled him out of class, he was standing in the hall, and he's giving him the fucking one-on-one. If you replaced the fucking hall with a bus stop, you would have called the fucking cops on this cunt because he looked like a fucking pedophile. But that's the type of teacher this guy is, Fucking beard, combed hair, dressed in the nines, belt up to his fucking waist. Damn. And worse yet, the way he's fucking sidling up to this kid about like the fucking virtues of what an apology actually means and giving him an emotional fucking thing. I was like, this is fucking a bit heavy. What's the situation here? I walked up and the fucking teacher said, young Jack Wag here was annoying another kid. I go, what were you doing, Jack? He goes, I was chewing too loud. This fucking kid, Jack Wag,
chewing too loud.
He wags so much, this kid, the pun is not intended. He wags so much he goes to class to have a break from wagging.
But yet, while he's in class, he's getting chewed out for chewing.
And I was like, this is psychopath behaviour by this teacher. And I was like, who's the kid that is annoying? And they point out this fucking kid with fucking one of those noise cancelling out fucking headphones on. I was like, are you serious? That's G. Get him out of here. I pulled them both out. I excused the fucking psychopath teacher. I said, can you go inside and sort your class out? I was like, boys, what's the problem here? The littlest one looks at me and goes, life sucks. Oldest kid, the older kid, the bigger kid, said, yeah, I actually tend to agree. I go, you really? Both of you reckon life sucks? At your age?
It does.
I go, why don't you fucking complain about it on video every fortnight, make YouTube videos, get 10,000 subscribers, fucking monetize it, and then fucking make some money out of it, and then go traveling the world and fucking take drugs and fucking enjoy life and work out whether life really does suck or whether making and make something out of it. And instead of fucking sitting here and complaining about how life sucks and chewing too loud in class.
Take a moment to appreciate the artwork of our...
Are we finished? Can you hold on?
No, it's not done yet.
Just give us a...
He's getting there.
Fuck me, I look like a fucking mustachio.
Unbelievable.
That's really cool.
That's incredible.
Can I commission you? Can you draw a Joker?
It's one of those kids that when you pay attention to class is doodle, so like.
He was that student.
You write shit,
Right.
don't you?
So when
Was your pencil case
so,
covered in graffiti?
Was your books full of fucking pictures?
Yeah. So just,
But hang on, patterns?
what's that?
Patterns or pictures?
Pictures, just doodles.
Fuck, you really lost yourself then, eh?
But you don't want to
Amazing.
get into trouble, like if you draw like funny or dirty photos because it's.
Watch out, Stavula.
No, it wasn't me. It fell on its own, mate.
Mina
It's
nezitiš.
like,
I'm not. It's fine. No break, no foul.
Hey, what did you
Amazing.
think? What do you think of this whole podcasting gig?
It's fun.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
See?
Loving it.
And you didn't even want to fucking do it.
I'm wrecked. I'm wrecked.
You know, we've been
Wrecked as well,
podcasting
yeah.
For a couple of
We've
hours.
Loving
podcasted
it.
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
2.
That's a long
hours.
time.
That's a marathon. Well,
No, that's
that's
really
about
not.
average.
It's average.
That's
How is
pretty
it
good.
You're
gonna be
about- you're just about
broadcasted?
average.
Tell me.
Hey,
You're just about average.
happy being average.
How is it
Fine,
broadcasted?
alright.
Good for you.
Nah, it's not. It's analog. So you could have this if you want, but you got to pay me.
Oh, that's fine. I'll sell it to all my friends.
How much would you pay for this conversation?
One fuck.
Just one.
Wait.
You're
When
not
does
valuing
the
this
fuck? When does
conversation,
the
man.
fuck
Sorry?
end?
You're not valuing this conversation enough.
Alright,
I reckon it's
okay.
worth
I mean,
at
I don't
least
know. The
three.
Pay
fuck
for
could
it
be
in
well
real
worth
life.
it. That could be value.
Wait. 3?
She
Sorry?
said she'd pay
One
one
night?
fuck.
Yeah.
3 in one night.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be value. I mean,
Yeah,
if
that's
it's a
one way of
worthy
valuing
fuck,
it.
I mean, fuck, that could be worth a lot of money in a brothel.
That's a lot of.
I mean, if you
That's a lot
monetize
of value for
if
this.
you monetize the
No,
fuck,
seriously. Yeah, if you monetize the fuck. No. Because now we're getting into fucking prostitution and shit.
I mean, it's payment in the oldest form,
I
isn't
would
it?
say this conversation is worth. Has been, as is. We've fucking covered some pretty good shit.
Yeah.
I reckon we have. And we have barely scratched the surface. 2 hours. $150.
But I mean, with Athens, like, art, more. What do you say? More of the music, like Athens, like is Greek, like the figure, like
What are you talking about?
I think he's going off on a
You're on a tangent.
he's going off on a tangent.
But look what we're looking
We're talking about the quality of this conversation we've had.
But look at the destruction of like,
Yeah.
like Renaissance, like you want to make stuff better, but I just think like I mean, return to the arts or like. But I mean, on a positive note, like like you're so down and negative
About what?
but everything. You know what I mean?
Who, me?
Wondering like
Who, us?
budget, like I just think like.
We get dark and dirty on this podcast. That's our demographic. Those who are disgruntled.
Positive note.
Well,
We covered that. We did.
we've wanked on about this place.
We
plenty.
have.
Don't worry, my dick is
Of course.
dry. Because
But
I've
a
been
2-hour
wanking
conversation
on.
is not going to involve nothing but.
I've been
you
wanking
know,
on about Athens all fucking
really have.
day, haven't I?
I know, like I'm meeting some friends earlier today, and I'm just having come off of tour and having come off of work, I was just fucking exhausted. The thought of having to run through the bloody flea markets to meet him and just deal with the sheer volume of people out today. I was like,
My landlady's a bitch. Fuck
I'm
that
not
shit.
dealing with this. This one here is coming off a flight. He's like, this is fucking fabulous. And I'm like, it's fabulous until you actually need to get somewhere and you're just like, oh shit. But for the most part, I generally enjoy it. But today I was like, I need a break. Needed a break today. Yeah. Sundays are mayhem in the city. We know this. Saturday nights, Sunday during the day. Absolute mayhem.
All right.
But
Go ahead. Go do what you need to fucking do. Get time off work so we can hang out and go on bikes. Can you?
I don't
Find
know,
out
mate.
tomorrow.
I'm going to see how I
'Cause
go.
I'm
I'm going to be sleeping tomorrow. You know this. I need to sleep. My body needs sleep, mate. And then potentially the office, most likely. Work life,
What time?
mate.
What
We live
are your
here.
hours tomorrow?
Sorry?
What are your hours
What are
tomorrow?
my hours tomorrow?
Actually, I have an idea.
What's that?
Can I come visit your school?
You may. Yes.
Really? Do I get a visitor's badge?
Oh, it's not as official as that. But
Really?
yes,
So I
you
can
may.
casually just come in?
Yeah. The only trouble
Because I would
is
love
tomorrow.
to see you teach, actually. I reckon
Okay.
that'll be.
The only
I would
trouble
consider
is-
that a personal development course.
The only trouble is tomorrow I have to do a lot of bureaucracy. I have to open my Greek bank account. And
Oh,
so-
have fun with that one. That
I
took me a
know,
couple
oh
of
my
months.
Fucking god!
It's horrible. It's paperwork.
It's such
It's
paperwork.
paperwork.
So I have to go to Kolonaki.
Yep.
I have to go and get like a.
All your paperwork in line, and then you go to the bank and they tell you this paper's slightly blurry, go get it done again. So you get it done again, you go back there, you wait for another 3 hours, and then they tell you a different paper that you took the first time
Can I have a look at this?
is not in line, and then they send you back again, and about 5 or 6 times of running up and down to the Greek version of Centrelink, you eventually
really?
manage to, and you swap banks multiple times. And it is an absolute nightmare. Don't complain about the Centrelink office in Australia, people. Wait until you have to try and open up a bank account in Greece. Fuck me. It is mental.
Centrelink's pretty bad.
Nah, this is worse. And I've sat at both. I have sat at both. Some of these Greek offices feel like asylums, mate. I'm not even joking. They are just run down AF. Look at her. Look at her face.
What do you listen
Oh my
to?
god, that's a microphone on the ground. That's definitely a wrap. We're calling it. Microphone went.
What are you rocking
oppa.
out to? What's this?
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Been there, done that, mate.
What's this?
It's painful.
This
What?
guy? This musician right now?
No, we're talking about bank accounts.
Ah, is that
Alright.
what you're freaking out? I thought
I'm
you were just
saying
fucking
no.
thrashing to the
This
music.
is her thrashing around to the thought of having to deal with the banks tomorrow. I don't envy you. I sympathise and empathise wholeheartedly. I mean, fucking best of luck, mate, and fingers and toes crossed.
It's like being 25 all over again.
It's nasty.
25.
I didn't get paid for 3 months because I was waiting for my bank. It was fucked. It was fucked.
I guess I'm just lucky. I'm lucky as fuck. My family has been.
I'm doing the Greek goodbye now where I extended. I'm actually like saying bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Steve, are you heading off?
I'm just saying bye-bye.
You done? You done?
I'm calling it on that.
All right, I'm muting you.
I'm calling it on that. I'm done.
Muted. Yep, sweet, you're muted.
bar's closing, so...
Come here.
Are you staying?
Yep.
The bar's going to close.
Don't have to fucking drag me out of here. I'll fucking own this. No. Have you seen With Snail and I?
Right?
Have you seen With Snail and I?
I have not.
You've never seen With Snail and I, you're from the UK?
Here I have to.
Yes. It's essential viewing. Best written film of all time. Best written film of all time. Bar none. Stabula. So, what's the deal? How do I get in touch with you? Messenger. As usual.
Modern, little computer that sits in the palm of my hand, which progressively got smaller and smaller before they got larger and larger. It's like a dick.
Vicky, Vikram, Stavula, Stav, thank you so much for today. I will never fucking forget it.
You're welcome.
Wait a sec. I gotta de-mic here for a moment.
Come here often.
Is that mic still on? We actually
No.
still on?
Yeah, it was still cool.
Are you
Just talk around the corner.
still talking?
No, she's gonna stay and talk music with me.
Yeah, mate.
If Alex will is inclined.
Next time you're here, hit me up.
Oh, mate, I'm in the area. I'm in Nels Cosmos.
Now it's Cosmos.
Oh, we have mutual friends.
Oh yeah, who?
Welcome to the small world.
Of course you will.
Oh, you know my old manager.
Who's that?
No, we're not going to mention that name right now.
Oh, really?
Not
Not on the
bad
mics.
thing.
Not on
No,
the
bad
mics.
thing. I just would rather that not be recorded at the moment. I don't want my life
Right.
shit on there. Hang on. Wait, you need to add me as a friend, not on Messenger.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Greek William Dafoe, like the bartender. Do you know what I mean? The actor.
Fuck, I like your observation.
But
You
it-
are a visual.
Yeah.
You are a visual
But doesn't he
person.
remind you of Dafoe, like the
Yeah,
actor?
William Dafoe. He does. That's a good call. Greek William Dafoe. Stab.
Oh,
So I can sort this out. Well, yeah, I was. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god.
What is it?
Give me your phone. It's been a pleasure.
Here's the phone. I'll see you next time, yeah? No worries. We can go and get fucked up.
Is it too late for? Oh, Steph, can I nick a ciggy before you go?
Yeah, mate. Hello, Tony.
Hey Tony, would you like to join us? Don't worry, man. If it's possible, I'll let you know. You talking about William Dafoe?
Yeah, I just said like
He looks like one guy was talking the same thing. Yeah, one guy was talking the same thing. I'm saying William Dafoe. It's a big pro actor. Does he know that?
No.
One time one guy came and he said, you know William Dafoe? No, he's counting money now.
My favorite movie is like it's Cheesy Live and Die in LA. Los Angeles. I live in the harbor of Los Angeles.
I don't know them like you know them.
80s movie. It's quite like cheesy, you know, but it's got good.
Dafoe, yeah?
Yeah, it's a Live and Die in LA. But it's like Tupac's like Live and Die in LA.
Yeah. What's the title?
Live and Die in LA.
Live and Die in LA.
But it's an old movie, but it's filmed in like
No problem. I'm gonna watch. How do you spell the dynamite?
D-I-E-L-A. Yeah, but it's an old 80s. So it's,
Living in dynamite.
yeah.
Finding this, taking this home.
I'm gonna do it.
That was so good.
So the answer was Dafoe, yeah?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, the guy does Prince Money, you know, like
okay.
it's
Wow.
See why you drink this. These delicious.
Yeah, it's only 1, 2 maximum. But after
Oh wow, it's that strong.
That's the taste.
The name is L-A-Y or L-E-Y.
L-A,
How are they not
L.A.
exporting this
L-I-V-E,
entire world? What are they doing?
Live, and Die, D-I-E,
Dynamite.
yeah, L-A.
I'm gonna ask the liquor store in Canada before this to see what they say.
I don't know if another movie. I never find it.
No, so in Canada, there is only, well, in Ontario, so the Canada has provinces, and in each province has their own production and their own law. So in Ontario, where we're from, you can only buy liquor from one company, which is owned by government.
Yeah.
So if you have liquor that you want to buy, like from another part of the world, you ask government to buy that liquor, and they have to import it because you have no other choice. So I'm going to tell them to buy me this and see what they say.
Give me a commission.
No. I'll be calling you up. I'll be like, how do you find? I'll be like, your phone number right there.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, like because this would become the shit, like this shit, yeah. It's like tastes like a gin, but it's
No, I was just trying to do him, but yeah, I messed up. Like
honey, like I don't
faces and
There's nothing like it.
yeah, there's nothing like it.
It's
It's delicious.
there's two like I think they're free apps.
Fox or something?
Yeah, like Procreate's a good, and then Sketchbook. And I think they're free apps. You know, like you get them
So
off your
good.
but they're
Thank you.
they're amazing too. It's like the
We would never
Photoshop or Illustrator cost money, so it's like free apps.
Yeah.
But the tablets, like this tablet, like the charger, like it's a newer iPad.
Thank you so much.
But
And I don't talk about
do you know for drawing?
No one
Do you like
in the store.
Yeah,
I was
talking
like,
about Uzo.
You draw for
yeah,
fun or
yeah, and I'm like,
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
it's so
like it,
harsh. hard to go down.
Do a bit of sculpture, yeah, like art, but I mean,
This is
yeah, and like the thing about these is like the painting, you know, like the brushes. I'm just saying that the technology's getting so like good, you know what I mean? Like even like watercolor, because I do like a lot of freehand like watercolor and oil paints. You know, and, so for traveling and just like, because I used to do like freehand. Yeah.
But compared to Uzo,
fucking Kindle.
strong or not strong?
More strong.
More strong?
Because even like you're talking about comic books, like you could do
Yeah, no, yeah, I was
a lot
gonna
of
say.
new technologies. There's apps you can download. And like the squares and like add the words. Because even if you don't draw, you can take like photos.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
You know, if like you did
There
that
was
in
a
the group.
there was an app I used.
Everywhere.
It's called Comic
I imagine exactly.
Yeah, they had like you could choose your layouts.
Yeah.
You could arrange your panels and then bubble form. Yeah, you can take photos and they can be recorded. But I
Because I mean,
What percent
if you're doing all your sound and music,
More than
you
50.
could do your, it'd save you money and just do
Really? It doesn't taste
art
like
and
it.
stuff.
That explains
And
why
then,
I'm.
like, and just
How much
do like
the
like
alcohol,
sketches
degree?
and just ask like your
Matinka?
friends like what looks better,
No.
you know, like your
Okay,
fonts, and,
13%?
your lettering, because it's getting so easier. Anybody can use it.
that's the same as this stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is brand new this
So
year.
that, okay,
So
that makes
like a lot more people are going to be walking around with this kind of technology. It's becoming so accessible. We can say
fuck everything else, like here, fuck,
you can draw 100 drawings in one piece of paper.
all that.
Yeah, and you can get it out to
This
yeah,
is
just
really
throw it
good.
out.
Dish it out there, yeah. But like I said, do you draw for fun or do you draw for career?
Fun. Yeah, like I just tell them like I'm a.
Do you illustrate? Have you got
You stay
completed
at
illustrations you've
Yeah,
created?
Yeah, but
Do you have a
I've never done like galleries.
I am in a dorm.
Okay, nice.
I have an uncle, like they have a farm, so I've done like
Okay.
sculpture,
But I'm living.
metal working.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
that, and I took like
But I let my ancient.
I took like a welding trade school, and I took like like some basic like painting courses. But it's just sort of like it's personal, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a salesman or so it's like I have fun with it. Even when I do sketches that people at work, you know, it's just like I give it away. You know, it's just, you're able to look at faces and take
Yeah, I
images.
love how you
and-
just like sit down and
Guys,
just watch people and observe.
Mama said times.
Because we have to pack this up.
Yeah, it's every time someone's due.
Always do.
Water, Wi-Fi, or whatever.
Just one
I
bill.
mean, it's like that, like just talking.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Maurice, you still around, yeah? You're gonna come here another time, yeah?
Of course.
Sure. So,
I'm staying
no
here.
cause of alarm.
You going to join us next time,
No
Tony?
cause of alarm.
Can you join us next time?
Hopefully.
You can take the.
Yeah, he's got a good story.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
that.
bet you he's got stories
It takes a while
to get it out. And so you've been in, so you know him quite well.
No, I just talking because like
No, yes, I said.
somebody I work with is in Colorado.
Okay.
And he's traveling and it takes a lot to go to another country and like not knowing what you're gonna start from scratch. Yeah. Just,
Takes a lot of guts.
yeah.
But you've got to have something.
But he ran into like a situation, so he's sort of like stuck. Yeah, so he's like trying to get back on his feet. Yeah, so just
Don't want to be a nuisance or a pain.
work it out, like find the right people, and then like you know get off your record and just.
Fucking record. Can't believe that's a fucking thing.
Everything echoes. Oh, fuck. Everything echoes. You hear everyone laughing. It's just.
Because that's a thing like
Yeah, that's
you know, radio.
literally it's
Maybe you could go.
You cannot be more. This is a social point.
You know, like people like higher up, like they can Yeah. Maybe she could.
Hello. You would need, legal connections, I guess. That shine.
You cannot buy a bottle for foam?
I'm gonna find one somewhere. That's my new mission for my rest of my trip, is to find that button.
No, it's not so hard.
Oh, okay.
No, you say like people might have a situation.
You might as well. You might as well. Because it sounds to me like, we live in a world
And they
where
choose to
it
use
can
it as they
all be
wish.
built.
Unless they have permission. But yeah, if he tells his story,
It's like
who
an
knows?
art.
At least it's told and it can be spread.
Well, that's what some people have done, like the sort of like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to just get
With something white
just
and
work everyone out for those.
Get his story out.
exactly.
and
Same with the selfies and
Yeah, but you're saying like,
And on the inside,
I took photos.
but Sean, but I just saying like, because like
no, from a front.
Yeah.
It's right.
social media,
I know them.
you'll get out there just on like,
I know, like pretty much, they come here, they get drunk,
people will
they
sympathize.
chat a lot of shit.
Maybe there's some of those.
I've heard where people that there's a lot of like bad behaviour.
You're staying here.
A lot of bad behaviour going on in the yard.
You know, going to sleep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I have a room for people, so just like,
Maybe
No.
this one pass
Oh my
out.
god,
Yeah.
I've heard this year, no, this year no, but I've heard
not too far away.
countless stories about,
No, I think about,
well,
Never heard.
just all sorts of, what time is it? It's nearly 1
Feels like it's, I don't know what it is.
Okay, you can, but
Yeah. I mean, and we bitch and moan within our job, and we need to debrief actually.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
We need to make
But I've had countless
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
of this person.
you just arrived today, eh?
Hello? Hello?
And it's always like stories of irresponsible behaviour.
That's better. So we are officially wrapping up our first podcast from Athens on Opesh Media. Hopefully gonna stick around a little bit more. 27 plus hours. Jesus. Round of applause. What the fuck? Why isn't that coming through the headphones? But so far, folks, we have had a successful start to the podcasting genre.
They're not in the know.
One in the plane, one here in Athens. Sitting across the elevated city of the Somethingopolis. In our view, right before us, beautiful. This city has impressed me so much in such a short period of time. It reminds me of Granada, yet it is not. Oop, that's my phone. And instead of the Alhambra, we've got the basically fucking cradle of civilization.
He's the kind of person who is very reactive, and he will react and he will blow up.
Not even
But as
close.
quickly as he
No, Mahez, I'm not fucking gonna help you clean the fucking apartment.
Baby more, yeah,
No.
still more. Like,
I'm not in the country. Sorry. Clean your fucking apartment. Say goodbye to her. Get what is that shit?
And I said, and now that both of us have come, I'm going to come and explain to you what did happen. And then he turned around at that point and was like,
You guys gonna fucking talk shop all night?
no, hey,
I'll come and say hi in a second.
Right. And
You better.
He turns around and he's like, well, I can see how that, you know, that's what you didn't give me a chance to explain. Anyway, it was all well and good. He doesn't hold the grudge.
Oh,
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
From
'cause
this
they get the
set-
wrong
from this-
impression.
From this set individual.
They get the wrong fucking
They get the
impression.
wrong instant impression and
Of
suddenly
course they
that's
do.
dragging around
Because
for
they've
the
had it
rest.
through the fucking grapevine. Anyway, I'll see you next time.
Got me on Facebook. I might see you
course.
tomorrow. I'll let
Is
you
this
know
one
what's
plugged in?
What?
Yeah, most likely will.
Is this
Will.
one plugged in?
Afternoon. You're not going to work 24/7.
I'm gonna sleep until
I can hear it. This one's good.
Enjoy your.
I've got a second wind.
They're going to shut you up.
Oh hell, we're gonna get thrown out of this fucking gaff.
We're going to get dragged out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking kicking and
Oh
screaming.
yeah, the rumors are true.
Oh, hungry.
I mean, if you're gonna stay here for a while,
Yep,
then I'm
sensible.
parties, but if you're gonna go grab food, finish, then I might. I wasn't gonna let
No.
All right.
No.
So where's this conversation leading?
See you, beautiful. Where's it leading? Well, that's up to you.
All right. So
Hang on, first of all, who the
Yes.
fuck is the host? You or me tonight? Right now, from
The
this point on.
host.
I'm going to drop a mic.
I will let you lead,
All right,
please.
all right.
By all
English
means.
teaching. Let's talk shop.
Okay. Okay. Yanni says we have to leave soon.
How long do we have, Giannis?
Πόσο χρόνο έχουμε
Πότε χώρα έχουμε?
τώρα?
Oh, nada.
Τέλος. Τέρμα. Εντάξει. Okay. He says we have to leave.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
it's a
right.
shame. We're just
Yeah.
getting started.
I know. All right. Do you want to take this somewhere else?
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know where. I'm not really from here.
Oriste? Reception. Oh, okay. We can go
Oh,
downstairs.
we can go downstairs.
All right. Let's put it on pause.
All
and we
right,
can
pause.
All right.
Pause and then downstairs. Can we drink downstairs?
There's no booze downstairs.
Nothing. We can't
But that's
sneak
all
something
right.
from behind here, bro.
That's all right.
You don't need booze.